I need to make sure this is working. Unbelievable. Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Can you hear me okay?
Yep. It's working okay. Gotta lower it a little. Hello, hello, hello. So these are the recent events today, and it was posted by Grant Smith Ellis, who is sharing a link from Didi. Didi is Suspicious Sauce, and she is amazing. She shares all these court documents with us. He posted something and says, in a shocking filing, Karen Reed's attorneys have revealed that it was infamous former DEA agent, Mr. Sean McDonough, though thought to be involved in a private intelligence operation targeting Toto Boy and Karen Reed. That's totally inaccurate. Who was the source of a false quote from an illegal wiretap submitted by Mark Diller, Dioki's family lawyer. So when you read this like this, the first thing you think is like, there was a private intelligence operation targeting. No, there was no private targeting nothing. Okay. Like, please, let's be adults here. So if we actually go to the actual motion and read it, we can tell that all you're doing is blowing up smoke, man. I mean, this was filed on 3/5/2026 at 4:01 p.m., which today's the 6th, right? So isn't it? Yeah, today's the 6th. So we're getting it a day later. But still, this one right here was a response from Karen's lawyer, further replying support of request for sanctions in response to plaintiff's counsel's false submissions. She's saying plaintiff's counsel, Paul O'Keefe's counsel, false submissions. That's what she's saying. On a legal document, he dared to use an illegal recording to put together a court document to present before a judge based on false statements. So here we go. Plaintiffs and their counsel have now tripled down on their original misinterpretation to the court and made brand new false statements to the court in the response they filed at 11:35 a.m. this morning. Mindful of the court's noon deadline, Reed submits this final written submission to address those new misstatements in advance of tomorrow's hearing. Now, there's a hearing tomorrow. Remember, I don't know what time yet, but there's a hearing tomorrow. First, plaintiff's counsel now states that the audio, which was included as an exhibit for the court's own review, was provided in an unaltered format and that is anything but ambiguous. Response to surplus page 2, this demonstrably false. In fact, when plaintiffs first filed their emergency motion and served it on counsel on February 23rd, they filed Exhibit J, the recording in question, along with a portion of the online post it was pulled from. So, Sean on the golf. Infamous Sean McDonough breaking less than 48 hours after Toto Boy Aidan Carney issued a public denial that he ever recorded a one-party consent call with Karen Reed. And that was the little snippet that they added there, right? Affidavit of Sarah A. Shipley, March 4th, 2026, attached as Exhibit 1, pages 3 to 7. It was not an accident that the copy of this post plaintiffs used ended in the middle of the first sentence. The full post states specifically that Miss Reed said, "in the mud with Tully." Again. Should I repeat it? In the mud with Tully. Again? It does not say I'm dead. Okay. So, and that's what the plaintiff so boldly pronounced. So, if we keep reading the motion, this is pretty cool. Here comes again our favorite, Sean McDonough, not the other guy, Sean the Golf. We all know him, right? The back channel. So, breaking less than today's the 5th. Oh, today's the 5th. Well, thank you for letting me know. Less than 48 hours after Turtle Boy getting same thing, blah, 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 blah. And which appears to be exactly what Turtle Boy denied. So that was a post that Sean has every right to do, and he did it on his Twitter, and he was probably just mad and outraged, just like all of us were. He posted whatever he wanted to post because he's entitled to, and he has a right to. And he furthermore explains Joe Flipperhead was right. And yes, Joe Flipperhead was right. I keep trying to post on your YouTube presentation and it keeps getting erased. How is that happening? Hold on. Okay, here we go. It keeps getting. How does that show? There we go. Hello. And then, yes, today is the 5th. The problem is that they don't run. I have to actually click them when I see them. This StreamYard thing is a pain in the ass. Like there's like 4 different screens, right? And you go from one to another. Okay, today's the 5th. My bad. It was filed today. Don't forget that tomorrow is the 6th. That's right. And tomorrow is Friday, and that's when the hearing is. Yeah. So now it's working. Okay, perfect. So the call captures Karen Reed completely dressing Kearney down, very emasculating for getting her brought in the mud with Tully. Again, after Miss Reed's cellular devices were seized based on the information provided to the MSP by a female, Turtle Boy had, he doesn't put any points or anything here. Turtle Boy had professed his love for, even going so far as filming. I'm not reading that. Okay. In the words of Richard Nixon, I probably should have burned them tapes. Yeah, I'm sure that other people feel that way right now after the Epstein files have been released. But then after Reed's counsel pointed plaintiff's inaccurate quotation out to the court and the plaintiff's counsel by letter, and after the court directed the plaintiff's counsel to deliver to the clerk of court's thumb drives containing the information in the links referenced in the exhibits to this motion, plaintiff's counsel sent exhibits to the court without copying defendant's counsel. Isn't that amazing? And surreptitiously replaced the original Exhibit J with a new version. Specifically, when Reed's counsel tried to access the original link to Exhibit J after the court's order, the link did not work. What does that sound like? I mean, I feel like we're back on trial 1. Well, the link didn't work. Judge, the link didn't work, Judge. Yeah. Doesn't that sound like Lolly? When Reed's counsel asked plaintiff's counsel for a new way to review the exhibit, plaintiff's counsel provided it on March 4th, saying only that he had created a new link and have posted it below. And that, hopefully, will fix the issue with exhibits. He then, oh my God. Hopefully, this will fix the issues with exhibits. I can just see him. He then confirmed that these same documents had been sent to the court. A true copy of this email exchange is attached as Exhibit 2. However, the version of Exhibit J that plaintiff's counsel provided to the court and counsel in response to the court's request was different than oh my God. It was different from the version of the court that was filed with the court on February 23rd. Would you believe it? Oh my God. The new version of Exhibit J appears without the text containing the original and no longer refers to a damning text plan to a damning text. Okay, I gotta read that again. The new version of the Exhibit J appears without the text contained in the original and no longer refers to the damning text. Plaintiffs have previously cited, which proves they knew from the outset that what Reed really said. Why can't we see that? What's this? Why can't we see it? Okay. Additionally, the new version of Exhibit J plays Exhibit J. It could be Exhibit Josie. Plays the same audio at a markedly slower pace than the original version. Plaintiffs filed. This is no minor infraction. In fact, it is directly and ambiguously contrary to the plaintiff's counsel's sworn statement in this affidavit that I provided audio for the court's review in the exact form it appeared on the internet and did not alter the sound or format in any way. Diller. Plaintiffs tried to sneak past defendants this new different exhibit to avoid the fact that the Microsoft transcription of the first, faster version of Exhibit J that plaintiffs submitted when they first filed the motion identified as Reed, saying again, I'm going to go back here. Plaintiff's counsel statements in paragraph 21 and 22, his affidavits are also blatantly false. Counsel for Reed has spoken with Attorney Diller in 2 separate occasions in 9C conferences regarding a preservation protocol. The parties have yet to reach an agreement, in part because Reed's counsel has been forced to spend much time uncovering plaintiff's counsel's misrepresentation. This is not going well for the O'Keefes. So where do we leave it at? Where do we leave it at? Here, see Shipley, blah, blah, blah. So the slower second version, so why do they keep using that word? It's making me going like blah, blah, blah. So surreptitiously submitted without a disclaimer or explanation incorrectly describes the word as did. Reed counsel will be prepared to play each version of Exhibit J the plaintiff submitted at tomorrow's hearing. This is going to be good. Plaintiff's counsel then disingenuously argues that the very quote they included in italics at the top of their emergency motion and repeated multiple times in their papers was not actually important. Plaintiff's conduct describes above suggests otherwise. Let me see if you guys are saying something. Because hello. So, okay, today at 5, and was not working. Now it's working. Okay, so you guys can hear me. Okay. Am I too loud? I always wonder. Okay, so going back to Grant Smith Ellis, sometimes I want to. I don't know. Like sometimes he sounds like so bright, and then it's like he has some sort of like mental spasms, but then he goes back to bright again, and he notices things that a lot of people don't notice. But then he goes back to try to. It's like Sean had nothing to do with this. All he did was post something on Twitter, and I am entitled to do it. You just did it. Look at you. You're in a shocking filing. Karen reads action. I mean, everybody does it. So why are you being so nice? Not so nice. Finally, plaintiff's counsel make a number of statements regarding the wiretap statute to attempt to avoid the clear fact that this issue of this recording is illegal. First, he finds ignorance and the fact that this recording was made without Reed's consent. Yet, he describes it as an audio from a phone call between Carney and Reed that was leaked. Emergency motion, page 6. And the same tweet, plaintiffs first partially submitted to the court as Exhibit J to the emergency motion, C Supra P4, itself explained that the recording is, okay, wait, I gotta get that, P4. Recording is a one-party consult with Karen Reed. This is going to explode. Counsel argues that he did not direct Carney to record Reed and had nothing to do with the recording of the audio call. Reply to SOR reply page 3, that's not what Reed alleges. Plaintiff's counsel obtained a recording he knew to be made in violation of the statute and repeatedly used multiple versions of it with the speed altered in each. The statute directly and explicitly prohibits this conduct, and the decisions plaintiffs cite do not provide a safe harbor. Those decisions and others like them relate to the admissibility of evidence in civil proceedings, and Reed is not, for purpose of this motion, arguing about admissibility. Yikes. Those decisions do not hold or establish that using such recording in the context of a civil lawsuit is legal or that such conduct complies with counsel duties pursuant to rules of professional conduct, see Bar Counsel versus Circus. Order of public reprimand, issuing public reprimand after attorney stipulated that her use and care and protection of matter of videotapes that she should have known had been illegally obtained violated Mass R Prof C 8.4 D, prohibiting conduct prejudicial administration of justice and blah, blah, blah. I want to go to the super thing. Let me see if it's here, so I can jump into that first. I need to know what that is about. Oh, that's it. And respectfully submitted, Karen Reed, and everybody and their mother. She's got more lawyers than I have underwear. Actually, no. How many does she have? Yeah, no, I have more. I have 2 drawers of underwear. But going back to business, this was dated March 5th. The hearing is tomorrow. I wanted to jump real quick and wrap it up and make sure everybody knows, everybody that listens to this and everybody that hears this understand that just like Sean McDonough, you, me, and everybody else has the right to write whatever they want at any point they want. So that's it. Unless somebody wants to. Is everybody okay? Are we okay? We all okay? Let me see. Why is it acting so? There we go. I guess we're all okay. Yeah. So we're going to wrap it up. I got dinner to make and a couple of videos to drop. So stay tuned. Don't go far. Go with me.